In the first part, we explored how the conflict dramatically escalated after the reported strikes on Iran on February 28, 2026. But over the past days, the situation has become even more intense. What began as a series of airstrikes is now spreading across the region, drawing in new players and creating fears of a much larger war. One of the most significant developments is coming from Lebanon. Hezbollah, the powerful armed group that has long been allied with Iran, has announced that it will not remain neutral while Iran faces military pressure. According to regional sources, thousands of rockets have been launched toward northern Israel since the beginning of the crisis. Air raid sirens have been sounding across several Israeli cities as missile defense systems attempt to intercept incoming projectiles. Israel's famous Iron Dome defense network has intercepted many rockets, but analysts say the sheer volume of attacks is placing enormous pressure on the system. In several areas, infrastructure damage and power outages have already been reported. This development marks a dangerous expansion of the conflict, turning it into a multi-front confrontation. Meanwhile, inside Iran, the human cost of the conflict is becoming more visible with each passing day. Government officials say millions of civilians have been displaced as people move away from potential military targets and sensitive infrastructure sites. Entire communities are relocating to rural areas, mountain regions, and temporary shelters set up by emergency organizations. Despite the hardships, many Iranian citizens say they remain determined to endure the crisis. For them, the conflict has become a symbol of resistance against what they see as outside pressure on their country. But beyond the battlefield, the global economy is also starting to feel the impact of the crisis. After the reported attack on Kharg Island, Iran signaled that it could take dramatic steps to protect its economic interests. The most significant of those steps involves the Strait of Hormuz. Iranian naval forces have reportedly increased their presence in the region, conducting patrols and warning commercial vessels about possible restrictions. Some reports suggest that sea mines and fast naval boats have been deployed to discourage oil tankers from entering the waterway. While the exact situation remains unclear, the mere possibility of disruption has already sent shockwaves through global markets. Oil prices have surged sharply, and several shipping companies are reconsidering their routes through the Gulf. In Europe and parts of North America, energy analysts are warning that fuel shortages and price spikes could soon affect everyday life. Long lines at gas stations and rising transportation costs are already becoming major concerns in some areas. Governments across the world are now scrambling to find ways to stabilize energy supplies. Yet the biggest question remains unanswered. Will the United States and Israel escalate the conflict further with a ground operation, or will diplomatic pressure begin to slow the crisis down? Military experts say a ground invasion of Iran would be extremely risky and could trigger an even larger regional war. Iran has vast territory, significant military capabilities, and a network of allied groups across the Middle East. Any direct confrontation could therefore spread far beyond a single battlefield. And according to several reports, Iran may still have powerful capabilities that have not yet been used in this conflict. In the final part of this series, we will examine those possibilities, the weapons Iran may still hold in reserve, and the possible scenarios that could determine how this crisis finally ends. Because what happens next could reshape the entire Middle East for years to come. Stay tuned for part